Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. If you just tuned in, we're just having that conversation with the Education Ministry, GS to be precise, as well. Just looking at some of the key concerns that parents have raised about government's decision to implement 100% local languages in schools when it comes to teaching and learning. And the concern really is that this will be implemented from KG to Basic 3. Concerns about if we even have the capacity to do this. Have teachers been trained enough for this? What criteria would government use to determine what dominant language to use to teach in a classroom? All that questions is what we've been seeking answers to here on The Pulse. We've been engaging Daniel Faye, who is Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Education Service. We're still working the lines to get connection to him, and once he joins us, I'll be asking all your questions to him. I can see our social media pages buzzing. People are quite interested in this, and it's quite a conversation that we would love to have. But still on the educational front, though, it's a rule that has been part of Ghana's education system for decades. Girls must shave their hair before they attend school. But after a viral video showed a young girl in tears as her long hair was cut off, the policy is now sparking debate across the country. Some say it's tradition, others say it's about discipline. Others believe that it is outdated and it's unnecessary. But what does the Education Minister, Haruna Iddrisu, himself make of this development? Listen.
There is an ongoing debate in social media about haircuts and size and length of hair in secondary schools. We will not tolerate it today, we will not tolerate it tomorrow, and so long as we are molding character. If we give in to hair today, tomorrow it will be shoes, and the next day it will be the way they dress. Therefore, as part of our disciplinary measures, headmasters and GS, you are accordingly empowered to take full control of how students behave on your campuses. So anybody who thinks that your child will walk into any institution of learning as if that child, forgive my words, was to attend a beauty contest, the school environment is not for that purpose and not cut for that purpose, and would not tolerate that as an institution. Togbe Chairman, there is a lot of growing indiscipline in our schools, some even with teachers abusing learners. We would not accept that. We would apply heavy sanctions to any teacher who wants to take advantage of a learner.
Wow, that's the Education Minister, and that's his stance. But questions have been bugging, really, on the minds of Ghanaians. They want to find out, really, for students in senior high schools, in private senior high schools, were they allowed to leave their hair? Is their education performance hindered or hampered in any way? Well, that's a conversation we want to have here on The Pulse. But does this announcement and pronouncement really from the Education Minister finally end the debate that first gained national attention 4 years ago, if you recall, when Tyrone Bagay challenged a Chimota school over similar issues of personal expression and school rules? Let's hear from the Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare.
I am on the side of the law. A similar issue went to court years ago, and the courts pronounced that schools may have their rules for dressing and hair, etc., to the extent that it is necessary for the regulation of conduct and discipline in schools. However, such rules must be consistent with the constitutional rights of students or learners, and that it shouldn't impinge on their right to religion, the right to education, etc. So to the extent that trimming one's hair, which is not a manifestation of one's religion, takes place in our senior high schools, I don't see it contradicting the pronouncement of the High Court. in the Rastafarian versus Achimota school case. And that is why I have no objection to the rule in question.
Meanwhile, some of you in Accra have also been sharing their views on the minister's directive. Take a listen.
Question is, what does hair got to do with academics? And then in the first place, you are saying that she's going to be indisciplined and all that. But in schools, you have rules and regulations that you abide to. And these rules are those that are governing the schools. So you can't say she shaving the hair is going to make her disciplined. No, at least there should be standards.
I think it doesn't really make sense because I don't see the correlation with hair and studies. We those in the university, most of us have hair and then we are still doing well. So it doesn't mean a child in the SHS is going to do bad just because she has hair or she's going to be indisciplined. We're crying every day because why would I keep my hair, see the length, and then now because of school I should cut it. It's not fair.
Oh, okay, but cutting hair is not part of academic excellence because someone can braid there or someone can cut there. The one with some braid can be better than that one. The person who has cut the hair, that one there I disagree.
Well, the conversation is still ongoing. You can share your thoughts with us on all our social media handles. We're Joe News on TV. At this point, this is where we have to go. I have to take you back to Cape Coast. We told you that once the National Science and Maths Quiz next contest begins, we'll take you there live. Jackie's on standby to tell us who is slated for the next contest. Please stay with us.
Everybody say amen. Everybody say amen. Oh yeah. Amen. Oh yeah. Amen. La 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 la. La. Oh la 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 la. La. Oh la 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 la. La. Oh yeah. La. Think your power belongs to Augustine. Forever, power belongs to Augustine. Forever, it's your power, oh. Power belongs to Augustine. Forever, oh, power belongs to Augustine. Forever. Oh, one area be this, oh. Fire make a fire. One area be this, oh. Fire make a fire. Oh, one area be this, oh. Fire make a fire. Area be this, oh. Fire make a fire. If you fire, I go fire you. Fire make a fire. If you fire, I go fire you. Fire make a fire. Kill them all, kill them all. I wanna kill somebody. I wanna kill somebody. Oh, show no mercy. Only one God. Only one God. Aye, 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 aye. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. If you say somebody better than you, never throw my promise away. If you say somebody better than you, never throw my my promise away.
Oh, don't forget me.
Don't forget me.
Oh, don't forget me.
Don't forget
I will
me.
make your head.
If you say somebody better than you, never throw my promise away. If you say somebody better than you, never throw my promise away.
Oh, Pepe ni abaywa. Oh, Pepe ni abaywa, grandma, yeah, only two. Oh, Pepe ni oh,
Pepe ni abaywa.
St John. Pepe ni abaywa, grandma. Oh, ayigbe ni abaywa. There only two boche. Ayigbe ni abaywa, Jela. There only two boche. Oh, ayigbe ni oh.
Ayigbe ni abaywa. There only two boche. Ayigbe ni abaywa. There only two boche.
Oh, Augustine, no chance. We are winning by the grace of God. We are. Sawo,
Augustine, no shame. We are winning by the grace of God. We are. Sawo, lava.
Oh, one day, Asakazambela. I swear, Emahame, Beladona, Bodo, Aokaomo. One day,
Akasambela, Abaliyemo, Abusam Sheto. I swear, Mane, Kelarina, Bodo, Aokaomo.
oh, one day, Asakazambela, Abaliyemo, Abusam Sheto. I swear, Emahame, Beladona, Bodo, Aokaomo. One day,
Akasambela, Abaliyemo, Abusam Sheto. I swear, Mane, Kelarina, Bodo, Aokaomo.
oh, don't forget me.
Don't forget me.
Hey, don't forget me.
Don't forget
I will
me.
deny
If you say somebody better than you, never throw my promise away. If you say somebody better than you, never throw my promise away. Zion.
Rastaman a big man.
Zion.
Rastaman a big man.
Zion.
A big man, a Rastaman.
Zion.
Adonai.
Adonai, Rastaman, Zion.
Rastaman a big man.
Zion.
A big man, a Rastaman.
Zion.
Adonai.
Adonai, Rastaman, Zion.
Oh, baby, alright. Oh, me a oh, baby, Dada inara, me awore, bakomare to yopsa, enyo yamka yakopo, me awore,
me Yesu, Dada inara, me awore, bakomare to yopsa, enyo yamka yakopo.
Things are getting better. Oh, things are getting better. For the Lord.
is all I do. Things are getting better.
Things are getting better. Oh, things are getting better. For the Lord.
is all I do. Things are getting better.
Oh, Rosa. If I had no business, you had a dream of all that. We quiet and no me silly. We are the fame of August school. We never see that. We quiet and no me silly. We are the famous August school. We never see it. Arrows. We quiet and no me silly. We are the famous August school. We never see that. Take us now, no. Take us. Hey. Edami Bapaya obeyed in the Sakami. 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 Edami Bapaya
Well, we are live here at Auditorium 900 and it's exciting here as the final contest for the day is about to kickstart, which is going to be between St. Augustine's College, Kumasi and St. John's Grammar right here. But even before we get to that, my colleague Collins from Port is with me here. Collins, how was the contest in your auditorium, especially at SJS Auditorium?
Right, before I talk about the contest just ended at SJS Auditorium, I think we have to commend St. Augustine's College for what they are doing in this particular auditorium. Auditorium 900, because for me this is the first time that I'm experiencing something like this.
Yesterday, Adisa also put up an impressive jama.
You know, it wasn't like a jama like this. You see this one, they are all moving in a particular line that they are dancing, but Adisa's own was where they've all gathered and clapping and just singing. But this one, you see, everybody is involved. And the momentum is high, especially when the contest that just ended was a bit slow because of the number of protests that we were experiencing. Everybody in the auditorium became bored. But what they have done, sparking everyone here, I think we're all ready for the next contest.
Especially for St. Augustine's College, they came in right around round 2 of the previous contest. So I think they were quite bored of the protest that was happening in the previous contest. But let's talk about the previous contest, because you came in along the line and you finished your contest, and this contest was still ongoing. We saw a couple of protests, especially from Sunyani, and it was back and forth to the extent that they had to change the set of questions, especially for the riddles, because at a point most of the schools were saying that, they did not agree with the answers. And the issue was that some of the schools were saying that if they change the set of questions, then they'll be at fault, because I might have answered mine correctly. And what is the guarantee that when you change the questions, I'll be able to answer mine properly? So that is what caused the delay in Prayeso and Sunyani contest Yeah.
And we also saw what people were saying on social media, what is really delaying the final round. It wasn't intentional. It was because of what was happening. When a lot of protests are ongoing, you can't ignore them. You need to do that. But right from the auditorium that I'm coming from, SGS, we are not seeing these kinds of protests that we've been seeing in auditorium 900 over here. We have had Amenyampon coming in, and Amenyampon for the first time have made history. You know, since 2022, they have been trying, they've been knocking on the doors of the quarterfinal and also trying to get a seeded status. But that had not happened until today, when they came up against some of the big schools in that particular contest, and they won with 55 points in there. And Amenyampon has shown right from the regional qualifiers that they have what it takes to score high points. In their regional qualifiers, aside Adisadel College, who scored 85 points in their first regional qualifier, Amenyampon came second with 82 points in the Ashanti regional qualifiers.
Wow.
Exactly. And they went ahead in the Ashanti region zonal championship. They won their championship first contest. They went to the semis. The semis, they were eliminated by just a tiebreaker. And the school that went ahead has also made it to the quarterfinal for the first time in the school's history. I'm talking about the Our Lady of Grace. Olag. This is their first time, the only private school remaining in this particular contest. So even though they couldn't progress, Amenyampon couldn't progress to the zonal championship, the Ashanti regional final, the school that eliminated them is equally good because they've been able to do that. And this time around, anytime you will speak to the students, the contestants, or the supporter that came around, and also their coordinator, or their target, or what they were hoping to achieve, is to get the opportunity to become a seeded school, which they have been able to do it.
You know, especially most of the schools, it's always a privilege for them to be seeded so that next year or the following year, they don't start from the scratch. Where if you don't move from this stage to the quarterfinals, all that means is that next year, 2026 National Science and Maths Quiz, you would have to start from the scratch, which is the preliminary stage.
Yeah, so that's what they were trying to avoid, and they have been able to do that. And one thing about them is that the problem of the day, they had a perfect score. So they scored 10 out of 10 in the problem of the day. But one thing I realized is that right from the regional qualifier, they showed strength throughout all the rounds, but today they suffered in round 2. They suffered in round 2 that they were getting most of the questions.
Where the speed race is.
They were getting most of the questions wrong. And what helped them was that they have the power to get more points. So even when you deduct from them, they can pick the next round and get them. So they were doing so well. And the second contest that we had at SGS was Kumasi High School Kuhis coming up against Swedro Secondary School, who last year eliminated Kuhis from the 1A stage. So it was more of one trying to establish their dominance, and also another one also trying to get a revenge. In 2024, Kuhis came into the national championship as the Ashanti Regional Zonal champions. But when they came, Swesco eliminated them.
Yeah, and I think it was, if I recall correctly, I was also following that contest. They started on a very good note.
Right.
But at the latter part, they let go and they lost that contest.
Unfortunately, the same thing happened today. So after round 1, Swesco were leading with just a point. Then round 2, round 3, there came Kuhis, Kumasi High School, who took over from round 2, moved to round 3, leading the contest. The gap wasn't that much, it was just 1 point between them. But one thing that didn't help them was the fact that even though they were getting the riddles right, but they were getting many wrong. So even when you get wrong, and when you get it right, you are getting it wrong. So they are deducting your points from you. So they ended up leading round 3 and round 4, but they had to lose in the final stages because the gap was too less and they couldn't do anything in the riddles aspects. So they had every question wrong in the riddles, and so Wesco were able to put 2 points. After that, I was engaging the contestants and the students the coordinator for Suesco, and all that they are saying is that there is no way Kuhis will ever defeat them. So the consecutive victory is not a fluke. Anywhere they will meet them, they are going to beat them. And Suesco is not a bad school. They came in as a seeded school. So they have been able to maintain it. We've seen schools that they have lost their seeded status. You can count a number of them, like St. Hubert's coming in from the Ashanti region. Augustine also came in. You know, I predicted that these two schools were going to lose their seeding status, and indeed they lost it. So today we've seen quite a number of schools, but Amenyampon will be coming up against OT. That's Ashanti.
St. James Seminary. That's in the quarterfinals. But Collins, before we continue, let me acknowledge our sponsors. The 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Momo, Pepsodent Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Jupay, Trustar AI, Adanse Travels, Rwanda Air, Kiwo Gari, Spin City, Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, GTP, Flora Tissues. I mean, I'm here enjoying the drama here from the St. Augustine's College students here. And of course, the broadcast of the National Science and Maths Quiz and Joy News is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Ayuda Hub, Virtual Security Africa, Topaz Technologies, Admission Checker, German Ozone Medical Center, AIDS Medical Insurance, Achimota Mall, Slam Technologies, Family Health Medical School, Chartered Institute of Management, Accountants, DBS Industries Limited, Syntex Tanks, and Academic City University. Well, we are still here, right, at Auditorium 900, and the contest, which is going to be between St. Augustine's College, Kumaka, and St. John's Grammar will kickstart pretty shortly. But then we're about to talk more about it. I also have the NSMQ review show host joining me here with Collins to talk more about this contest. So let's just move forward a little bit. Let's just get closer here because I'm actually enjoying the drama and I'm a bit confused. But Stephen, let's talk about this contest that we're about to have. We have St. Augustine's College coming in as finalists. We have Kumaka, and we also have St. John's Grammar. They are coming in with a wild card because they are runner-ups. How do you anticipate this contest to be?
Based on history and the performance of St. Augustine's in the NSMQ, they are the favorites. I want to use obviously, but they are the favorites in this particular contest. Considering the fact that last year they were the finals and they had a Form 2 guy in there who was also at the finals and presenting currently in Form 3, they have that boost and that morale that he's certainly going to take them to the finals and even win the trophy for them. But the other thing is that we've seen Form 2s repeat in Form 3 and perform badly than they did the previous year. Even in this 1-8, we've seen Tamale SHS kicked out by St. Thomas Aquinas, and these students were Form 2s who presented last year and presented this year as well. But another thing about the St. Augustine's team this year is that they've done marvelously well in all the trials they've done this year. In fact, I can say they've been able to beat all the schools in the Cape Coast. And
that they lost their championship finals too.
Yes, they lost, and they believe strongly that that loss to Wesley Girls at the finals was just one of those things that happened in the competition. Because after that, Wesley Girls haven't won any trial they've done against St. Augustine's College. They are actually one of the schools that you should look out for in this year's competition.
Augusto or Wesley?
Augusto and Wesley Girls. And interestingly, they may meet at the quarterfinals if both win their contest. So when it gets there, it is up to St. Augustine to take their chances, because at the quarterfinals, it's either you are eliminated or you emerge victorious. There is no excuse for not losing or not winning your contest.
Now let's talk about, before I even come to Kumaka, let's talk about St. John's Grammar. They're coming in here as top runner-ups. Their previous contest, they had 46, and they're here competing with, finalists who are also former champions, and also Kumaka, who has also been doing incredibly well in the competition. What do you have to say about the St. John's Grammar's, contest?
So this is, once again, the National Science and Maths Quiz, and you underestimate a school at your own peril, because if we check the very first 1-8 contest between St. Paul's SHS, Denu, Augustine SHS, the seeded school in that particular contest, and Mankransu SHS. Mankransu SHS was a Port C school in that particular pairing, meaning they didn't do well too much in the preliminary stage contest. We are seeing the same thing here from St John's Grammar. And being a Port C school doesn't mean that they stand or there is little to no chance of them winning this particular contest. This is a national science and maths quiz. There may be a struggle between Kumasi Academy and St. Augustine's, and they may take advantage of that. But once again, sometimes you don't compete against just the school. You compete against the name of the school and the school. They are coming up against St. Augustine's College. And as part of the quiz and everything, I'm sure they all follow contests and trials by these schools. If you consider that, you may write St. John's Grammar off, but this is still a competition. Anything at all can happen. We've seen Sunrise eliminate Opoku School at the preliminary stage of competition in 2018, and we've seen things like this happen over and over and over again. So if it happens today, it's no news, but I just hope they do their best and they probably emerge victorious in this particular contest.
Oh yeah, before we even continue with, let me say Kumaka, you know, Stephen, I don't know if you've observed that we have 3 sets of twins this year, from Abri girls, from Wesley girls, and also we have some from Ofaripenny. What do you have to take on? What do you have to say about this? Especially, I was talking about the twin telepathy. When they are together, I mean, they do incredibly marvelous, especially with Abri girls, speaking to them. And I know my colleague Adobe Asari has been speaking to them. What do you have to say about this too?
So we've gone past the stage where you win quiz with just knowledge. Now we have the speed race. It is more of a teamwork than an individual work. So if you have a school where one student stands out, they are more likely to lose the contest than the school where they actually exhibit teamwork. Being twins means that they've known each other since childhood. They've worked together, been in the same school, and they should be one of the best before they can actually sit or represent their school. And that helps a lot in the competition, because especially during the speed race, in the speed race you have so much trust in the person you are working with, and there should be that telepathy between you two. So let's say if you're asked to find X and Y in a particular maths question, if you've worked together with the person for long, you know that when you get such questions, you solve for X and that person solves for Y. So in a speed race, if you ring, you know that by the time you are done with your X answer, he's also done with the Y. But if there is no telepathy, both of you solve for X at the same time, you found one thing with the Y value. So being twins, I think, adds extra, gives them an extra mileage over the other schools they will come up against. But still, the content you have is also extremely key. The content you have is extremely key in this particular competition. So if you are twins, you have the telepathy, and you just don't know the answer to the question, being twins doesn't help in any way. So I hope they've also learned they have enough content and knowledge to stand up to the test.
All right, talking about twin telepathy, we have a beautiful story from our colleague Adobe Asari. We would want to play that and come back to you with more updates on these upcoming contests here right at Auditorium 900.
By the shores of Cape Coast, Ghana's citadel of education, history echoes through ancient walls, and the ocean carries the story of this year's NSMQ. In a competition where every second counts, 3 pairs of contestants share more than just strategy. They share DNA. This year, the National Science and Maths Quiz has a rare twist: 3 sets of identical twins, all chasing one crown.
Substances between cells. Who are we? Yes or for your opinion?
Plasmodesmata.
Correct.
The carbon cycle.
Correct.
6.0 meters.
Yes.
For the Offeripenian boys, teamwork isn't rehearsed, it's instinct. They mirror each other's gestures, finish each other's thoughts, and thrive on a connection that goes beyond competition.
Because we are twins and we're doing most of our stuff together, we know where each other is better when it comes to solving a question. For example, when it comes to the biology question and then the explanation question, I've got more knowledge and then we know that I can do better. When it comes to the calculations, we know that it's better. So when it comes to those aspects, we're able to direct and then we know the answer we are going with, and it has been helping us. So indeed, this thing has been working for us.
Find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to the 5th root of the expression 7x.
With the training of the twins, you can see that their instincts click. Yeah, as compared to the individual training other individuals who are not twins.
At Ebri Girls, it's the same story told differently. Two sisters who push each other harder but always have each other's back.
We've been together since childhood and we've been doing almost everything together. So yes, imagine having someone with you that you've been doing everything with. So it feels very, very, very nice. We are winning this year because we have put much effort into it, and it's not just by our efforts and by the grace of God. God has been with us all this while, so He'll never disappoint us. We believe that He's going to do it for us.
So for my twins, I would say they are calm, obedient, and ready to go. Normally, because they are together, some are really stubborn. And you ask them, you want them to do something for you, and they are not ready. But this particular girls, they are unique.
Over at Wesley Girls, the twin code takes a different form: calm, precise, and quietly powerful. They led the regional championship earlier this year, proving that twin energy can be both graceful and fierce.
She has to start answering the question, then I'll complete it for her. Something like, she'll start with the value, then I'll continue with the exponent and the unit. So the communication is very good, so that's what we actually do. Since 1999, Gay has never been to the final before. We don't care what has happened the previous years. We just want to make a statement that girls are capable of doing this. And if girls are capable of doing this, Gay must be the first girls to win the national championship.
It's easy to think NSMQ is just about knowledge, but for these twins, it's about rhythm, trust, and a bond no formula can measure. When one falters, the other stands firm. When one smiles, the other already knows why. This year, the NSMQ stage isn't just a test of intellect, it's a celebration of connection, because when two minds think as one, brilliance becomes twice as powerful. Adobe Asare, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Well, that was a good one from my colleague Adobe Asare. But then let me quickly acknowledge the sponsors. The 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Momo, PEP Students, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Jupay, Trustar AI, Adanse Travels, Rwand Air, Kivogari, Spence City, Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, GTP, and Flora Tissues, and the broadcast of the National Science and Maths Quiz on Joy News is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Ayuda Hub, Virtual Security Africa, Chabos Technologies, Admission Checker, German Ozone Medical Center, ACE Medical Insurance, Achimota Mall, Slam Technologies, Family Health Medical School, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, DBS Industries Limited, Syntex Tanks, and Academic City University. Well, if you just joined, we are live at Auditorium 900 for the last contest of the day, which is live on Joy News right now, featuring St. Augustine's College, Kumasi Academy, and St John's Grammar. And we've been talking, a bit extensively about their journey so far. Some of them started from the preliminary stages. We have St. Augustine's College coming in as a seeded school. You can see them behind me, having fun and enjoying right now, singing the Jama and all that. But let me get closer to them and have more conversations with them. Now, let's go. We are live on Joy News right now. And how do you anticipate this contest?
The contest will be very fun. They are desperate but very calm as well. Because we are just observing. We know our quiz boys will perform better. We know them. We know their capabilities. So we are just relaxed.
Okay, all right. They said they are just relaxed. Let me speak to more of the students. Oh, you are live on TV right now. You are live on TV. What do you have to say to the schools? What do you have to tell the schools that you are meeting?
The The battle is the Lord. We've won already. We've won already. The battle is the Lord.
We've won already.
Yeah, we've won already. Augusco, no shaking.
Let me speak to more students here. Now, let me get closer. Those who are singing Jama, let me also speak to you. You're an old student here. I mean, last year your school was in the finals, and you were here meeting Kumaka and St John's Grammar. What do you have to say? I mean, at the end of the contest, what are your anticipations, and what scores are you expecting to leave here with?
So I am actually, things didn't go well as planned last year. So we have really prepared very well for this contest. And I actually had to watch Kumaka's preliminary stages, their quiz, and they were actually good. But then they are meeting the best, the most prestigious college in West Africa. So we expect nothing but the best from St. Augustine's College.
They are meeting
the most prestigious college in West Africa.
You are not even considering, there's also Prempeh College.
Oh, no. We are talking about most prestigious college in West Africa. Prempeh College is just one of them. Just one of them. But we are talking about college. It's St. Augustine's College.
Okay.
So we expect nothing but the best from St. Augustine's College.
Okay, that's what you're saying. I mean, let's enjoy more of the Jama here before I move to the other school. Well, I'm also here with Kumaka. They're also competing in this contest. I just moved away from where the students from St. Augustine's they are. I'm here with Kumaka. Now, sir, kindly join me here too. We are currently we are live on Joy News right now. Now, Augusco, they are saying that they are coming to win this quiz, hands down. What do you have to say?
There's no way. There's no way they are winning.
What's making you say that? You also seem confident. What's informing your confidence this evening?
We know our quiz boys. And we know their ability, and they will perform to what we know they can do.
Okay. All right. Let me also speak to you before I come to your coordinator too. What do you also have to say? I mean, it's heated here. We can also see that the Augusco boys are firing up the place, geared up for the contest. What about your school? What should everybody expect from Kumaka?
They should expect nothing but the best. They are rejoicing too early. You know, the contest is not over. We are going to give it out. We are not going down without a fight. So they shouldn't worry.
They are rejoicing too early?
Yes, they are rejoicing too early.
So they should sit down?
Yes, they should sit down. Sorry.
All right. Let me also speak to you. Your brother is saying that Augusco, they are enjoying too early.
Yeah, it's true. And we know what our quiz boys can do, so we don't need to talk much. We just need to show action.
Okay. All right, sure. Well, that is Kumaka. Let me also speak to one of their coordinators here. Now, sir, your school has been, doing incredibly well. And we know it's not going to be an easy contest. But at the end of the day, what scores are you anticipating? And how do you see this contest to pan out like for you?
In such a contest, I wouldn't want to promise. We are composed. We are just enjoying the atmosphere, and we believe that at the end of the day, there will be victory for us.
There will be victory?
Yes, please, by the grace of God.
Okay.
So I'm not going to make any projections into the scores, but I hope things will work for us.
All right, sure. I mean, it's been a while your school was also seeded. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, and we've been working, and we are hoping that this time around, God will make a way. Okay. We've done our part. We've done our best. We are only hoping and praying.
All right,
Shall be well.
Okay, well, that is Kumaka, and they are saying that they're hoping that God makes a way. And I'll speak to you right after the contest. Okay, thank you very much. I'm also here with the contest is not just between Augustine and Kumaka. We also have St. John's Grammar. St. John's Grammar, kindly come closer here. Well clad in blue here at Auditorium 900. We just saw the quiz mistress walking, which literally means that will be kickstarting the contest pretty shortly. But St. John's Grammar, we've heard from Augustine, we've heard from Kumaka. You're all anticipating to, win this contest. What do you also have to say?
I have to say that we came here that the will of God will be done. I know from the scriptures that in 1 Kings that there was a strong wind and the Lord was not in it. Then there came an earthquake. The Lord too was not in it. And there also came fire, but the Lord was not in it. But there came a small still voice, and the Lord was in it. So we just came with a small still voice, and the end of the contest will determine everything. Thank you very much.
Okay, you just heard St. John's Grammar. They came with a small, still voice. Let me also speak to you, gentleman here. You heard all the schools. What's your message to everyone watching right now?
We are, like as my brother said, we are here for the Lord's will to be shown. So what God has said about us, it's our prayer that it will come to pass. That's what we are here for.
Okay. All right. Finally, one of you, let me also speak to you too. Your school had a wild card to move here, especially I remember your contest with Konongo and Laboni. You had a wild card to be in this next stage. What should everybody expect from your school in this 1A stage?
Like what our friends have said, we came here with a small, still voice. We are going to do what God has said we will do. To the glory of His name. Amen.
Sure. Thank you very much. And that is St. John's Grammar right here. I'm still here with Stephen, but then would go for a quick break and we'll come back and we'll continue this conversation right here. Let me quickly acknowledge our sponsors right again. So the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Momo Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Jupe, Trusta AI, Adansa Travels, Rowand Air, Kivo Gari, Spin City, Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, GTP and Flora Tissues. And the broadcast of the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz on Joy News is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Ayuda Hub, Virtual Security Africa, Chopbus Technologies, Admission Checker, German Ozone Medical Center, ACE Medical Insurance, Achimota Mall, Slam Technologies, Family Health Medical School, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, DBS Industries Limited, Centers Tanks, and Academic City University. We're going for a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. We are still here at Auditorium 900 for the last contest, which is going to be between St. Augustine's College, Kumasi Academy, and St. John's Grammar School. I nearly said Academic City University, but that's the last contest here at Auditorium 900. We've been talking extensively about these schools on the journey so far. Let me bring in my colleague Collins and also Stephen, who is the NSMQ review show host, to talk about the other schools that would also be contesting in the other venues. So right around this time too, we also have Wesley Girls High School, Abetifi Presby, and Kumasi Sectec at the SGS Auditorium, and at CNC is St. John's School, St. Mary's SHS, and Archbishop Portes Girls Senior High School. Now, Steve, especially with the St. John's School and Portes contest, the husband and wife contest, that's going to be a very tough contest. What do you have to say about that one?
Yeah, it's tough in the sense that they are all in the same region. Yeah. They've had a series of trials, and I'm sure they are aware of each other's strengths and weaknesses. So the two schools know what questions to go in for and what questions the other is likely to get wrong. Yeah, so that is the first part of it. But if you consider the contest on the surface, making a prediction based on trial competition and even a performance at the regional championship, I think St. John's School should win this contest, in fact, with ease. because St. John's for the past 2 years have had a very impressive run in the NSMQ. Last year they lost to Kumasi Second Technical School at the quarterfinals by a very small margin. In fact, I took the last Riddle, and the coordinator was very disappointed and devastated because he thought he had a golden team then. But because he incorporated the second years into the training, he is very certain that this year he will do better. And it showed from the regional championship and even trials. And now they are serious with the competition that they even organize mega trials for other schools from various regions to come and compete. So they are well prepared for the contest, and meeting Archbishop Porter girls, I think if they put in a little effort, they can progress to the next stage of the competition.
Sure. Collins, what about you? What do you have to say about this contest too at CNC? I mean, it's a contest that I'm actually taking keen interest in, considering the fact that they know each other, and it's a husband and wife school. It's just like Owas meeting Louis, Yasanta meeting Prempe, and those kind of stuff.
But you know, I've not been able to follow their contest and how
the journey so far,
right, from the regionals till now. But I think for that, I'll side with what he is saying, Stephen is saying. Yes, I should agree with them, with him on what he's saying.
Okay. Now let's talk about the contest in your venue, which is the Wesley Girls, Abetifi Presby, and Kumasi Sectec. Wesley Girls is coming in as a central regional champion. I'm especially kicking out for this year. We know Adizadel wasn't the regional champions. Now they are, and it's like it comes with this certain aura. You get it? You know, coming in, especially as central, you know, when you have someone who has been winning it and now the girls come and snatch it, they're coming in with this aura, so there are a lot of expectations. Do you think that is also going to get them a spot in the quarters, or?
Yeah, Wesley Girls is by far the best all-girls school in this competition based on their previous records and history when it comes to the National Science and Maths quiz. In 2020, Wesley Girls were regional champions once again, only to lose to Pokuari School and Holy Child School at just the quarterfinals of the...
It's a big deal.
I'm saying only because to Owaz, they had a very weak team that year. But somehow, they also went to the final. So maybe they were not as weak as they made us believe. But they lost to Opokwari School. And if you win the Central Regional Championship, it means you have a lot up your sleeve. And Wesley Girls is coming up against Abetifi Presby, SHS, and Kumasi Academy Technical School. Abetifi Presby SHS was at the semi-finals of the 2022 National Science and Maths quiz, but lost their seed the previous year. From last year through to this year, we've seen impressive performances from schools from the Eastern region. Most of the schools from the Eastern region won their prelims contest, and when we had to select 7 runner-ups to progress to the next stage of the competition, 5 out of the 7 were from the Eastern region. So that collaborative effort they talk about when you speak to coordinators have really helped bring all the schools in the Eastern region to a certain level in terms of their competition. So I don't expect this to be a walk in the park for Wesley Girls. However, the twins from Wesley Girls from the regional championship showed something slightly different from what we saw last year. Even last year, Wesley Girls were extremely good. Yeah.
And they were kicked out by Augusto in the semi-finals. Yeah.
And this year, beating St. Augustine's College at the regional championship, it showed they are better than their contestants last year. And I can say for a fact that this year we are going to see a different Wesley Girls. We should expect massive performances from the 2 girls. They are extremely good and smart.
Can we say that for the first time in the National Science and Maths quiz history, there's a likelihood that we are going to get the girls' schools, Wesley Girls, to win for the first time? But we also have Ebri Girls, we also have Krobo Girls still inside the competition, which is tomorrow. Yeah. They are competing tomorrow. But then, talking about Wesley Girls, do you think there's a likelihood that they'll be able to get there?
In this world, there is a chance that anything at all can happen. You don't write certain things off completely. So in that light, I would say that it is likely. But based on the facts at hand and the performances of the boys' schools and some of these mixed schools, it will be very difficult, very, very difficult. In fact, they have to think of going through St. Augustine's in the next round of the competition. Yeah. If both win their contest, if they win, they have to think of going through schools like Studio Senior High School, who kicked out Kumasi High School. There is Pope John School, who have been very impressive this year. There is St. James Senior High School and Minor Seminary, who has been exceptional this year.
Contest is actually not going to be easy at all.
So it will take a lot to get them to the finals. But if they're able to go through this and eventually emerge or get to the finals, then it increases their probability of winning the contest or the competition for the first time in the history of the competition.
Interesting one. Collins, you followed the Kumasi Sectec. You did the Ashanti region contest, especially during the regionals, especially moving through the stages to now. What would you have to say about the journey and especially being in tonight's contest?
You know, KSTS, the performance that they've shown in the regional qualifiers is a bit different from what they did in their prelims. I don't know if they changed their contestants, because even though they won their first contest during the regional qualifiers, but in the championship, things didn't go well as they were expecting. They actually performed really bad in the championship. When they were looking forward to even make it to the semis, but they couldn't. And when you are coming up against the likes of OT in there, you are going to suffer a bit. They have shown that they are also good when it comes to the National Science and Maths quiz. And coming to the championship, I think the national championship, they were one of the schools that I wasn't really expecting that maybe they will progress to the next stage of the competition because of their performance in the regionals. But they've shown that they are a bit different, because they were competing another Ashanti regional school, Konongo Dumase. And Konongo Dumase secured, I think, 46 points. And
for their contest in the prelims,
yes, in the prelims. And the gap was just less than 3 points in there. So it's shown that they have really learned their lessons coming into the national championship, and they are ready to make amends. They want to prove that, yes, they want to do something. So coming up against Wesley Girls, we all know the kind of performance that they have been able to put in right from the regional qualifiers, defeating the likes of Adisadel. We all know Adisadel in their first contest, regional qualifier, they posted 85 points. Yeah. So coming up against Adisadel was a bit difficult, tricky for them, but they went ahead to beat them in that particular contest against Adisadel. Adisadel was actually leading from right from round 1 to round 3. As at round 4, it was just a tie, just 36 between them, until the last contest that Wesley Girls won that particular contest in there. So it means that they have what it takes even to do a comeback when they are trailing right from round 1 to the last round until the end of the contest. Wesley Girls has what it takes to win the contest. And the twins that they are bringing, they can do anything. They have the experience. It's not their first time that they are competing, so they can do whatever that they want to do. The last time that they went to the national championship final, it's almost 2 decades. When I was listening to them in the feature story that they had with Adobia, they mentioned that I think the last time they came into the final was somewhere around 1999, according to the twins. Yeah. You get it? So it's more than 2 decades that they want to do something. And this is the right time, they believe. And looking at Abetifi, have been in the semi-final in the last 2 years. Even last year didn't really go well, but they were able to maintain a good performance in the regional qualifiers. Unlike Wesley Girls, who did well in the regional qualifiers, went ahead to win the championship. That wasn't the case for Abetifi. Yeah. They won their contest, but in the championship, they lost to Ofori-Penning. They weren't even the second best school in that particular championship contest. Yeah. They lost to Ofori-Penning and Ghana SHS Koforidua. So it means that Abetifi has also calmed down a bit, and even their contest, they were not really impressive, like how you want to see from them. But I have, in the morning, I was making my notes and I tipped all the schools. Wesley Girls, I didn't even have worry thinking that they win the contest, unless KSTS decide to surprise me.
I mean, I think that contest is going to be a tough one, especially with KSTS. It's not going to be a walk in the park for them. But what school we are leaving out is, especially with the contest at CNC, you're not talking about St. Mary's SHS, my brothers.
Before I talk about St. Mary's, I'd like to say something about the KSTS. Yeah. KSTS, I think, did quite well at the regional championship. And in fact, they met Opoku School very early. And this year, we know Opoku School coming in with the most experience. Yes, at the end of... They
are coming in as regional champions, especially Opoku.
Yes. Yeah. And in that particular contest, they had a perfect score in the round 1. They didn't even get one question wrong in the round 1. Just that when it gets to the speed race, that is when the bosses will show you that indeed they are bosses of the game. And that's when things began to go downhill for them. But I think their performance it hasn't been the best because KSTS can obviously do better, and they've done better in this competition. Now, talking about St. Mary's. St. Mary's girls won their prelims contest with 58 points. They did quite well in the prelims. But if you don't really get to a particular stage in the competition for quite some time, getting there for the first time in a while becomes like quite difficult for you, because you even struggle to prepare for that particular stage of the competition. St. Mary's is known for their 2016 performance against KNUST SHS and Presbyterian Boys, where they helped KNUST SHS kick Presbyterian Boys from the 1A stage of the competition into the prelims by answering the last riddle. This year they won convincingly at the preliminary stage, now at the 1/8. But there is the first timers bad luck in this NSMQ competition. Like, no matter how good you are, no matter the impressive run you have in a particular contest, when you get to a stage you've never been before, you are definitely going to fumble. We've seen that with Keta, Francisca, and Bright, very good throughout the competition. Went to the finals and they found themselves wanting.
That was what happened last year, especially to Keta too.
To Keta too. So it has to take you going there a number of times to help prepare you towards getting to that stage and what to know when you get to that stage. Because all the schools that have been there a number of times actually know how to prepare for the finals. They know the type of questions that will come in the finals with the experience from the coordinators and all. But what you have is just, as a new school, is just to go through previous final contests and try to solve questions and all. And these questions change every year. So it becomes quite difficult. So for St. Mary's, I hope the things go their way a little bit so that they can make the contest interesting. Other than that, they might.
It's the way he said.
Just be a two-way affair. Other than that,
well, we hope. I mean, all schools put up their best. But before we continue, let me acknowledge our sponsors again. The 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Momo, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Jupe, Trustar AI, Adanse Travels, Rowan Air, Kivo Gari, Spin City, Lodromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, GTP, Flora Tissues, and the broadcast of the National Science and Maths Quiz on Joy News is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Ayuda Hub, Virtual Security Africa, Chopbus Technologies, Admission Checker, German Ozone Medical Center, Ace Medical Insurance, Achimota Mall, Slam Technologies, Family Health Medical School, Chartered Institute of Management, Accountants, DBS Industries Limited, Sintas Tanks, Academic City University. Real quick, finally, before we wrap up, we know that this contest is okay. So the quiz mistress is ready right now. Let's cross over to her on stage.
And
Buampon Jeffrey.
Okay. Kwame and Jeffrey, you are welcome. Tell us, how has the journey been and what should we expect from Kumasi Academy?
The journey hasn't been easy, but expect victory from Kumasi Academy.
Okay. St. Augustine's College is represented by
Boafo Nana Bingin.
And
Harold Adamadati.
Nana Benyin and Harold, you are also welcome. So St. Augustine's College is the seeded school for this contest. What should we expect from St. Augustine's College?
As we sit here, we are hoping that the Lord will help us, since we have worked hard and we know that victory comes from Him alone. Therefore, we ask that He helps us, and then we ask that you guys will sit down, relax, and then watch the Lord use us perform miracles up here.
Okay. St. John's Grammar School is represented by
Kwame Eyasi
and
Texan Obed Hendrick.
Okay. Kwame and Texan, you are welcome. So, how has the journey been and what should we expect from St. John's Grammar?
The journey has not been easy, but the good Lord has seen us so far, and we know He'll take us through to the next stage.
Okay. So, gentlemen, I wish all of you the best. The National Science and Math Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Gold PLC and supported by Momo from MTN, Joy News, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance, Jupay Money Transfer, Truster AI, Adansi Travels, Rwanda Air, Kivo Gary, Spin City Laundry Mats, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, Flora Tissue, Imago from Hashcom, GTP, and YFM. I am Dr. Anita Upon your quiz mistress. This is a primetime production. So, gentlemen, this contest has 5 rounds. We'll start from round 1. In round 1, questions go to each school. You have 10 seconds or 30 seconds within which to provide an answer if the question involves calculation. If the school gives a correct answer, the school may earn up to 3 points. If it's incorrect, I may pass the question on for a bonus. Okay? And the first out of the other 2 schools to press the bell will have the opportunity to answer for 1 point if it's correct, but a deduction of 1 point if it is incorrect. Please, if I have not ruled on the answer, do not press the bell. You can ring the bell after the school has been belled out, or I have ruled that the answer is incorrect. Okay? Right. We start round 1. I start from Kumasi Academy. How many neutrons are in strontium 92?
Okay. We have 54 neutrons.
That's correct. St. Augustine's College. How many neutrons are in molybdenum 97? Yes, Harold?
55 neutrons.
Yes. St. John's Grammar. St. John's Grammar School. How many neutrons are in tin 121? Yes, Kwame.
71 neutrons.
Yes. We have a preamble. A uniform meter rule is balanced on a knife edge at the 50.0 centimeter mark with mass M1 at the 10.0 centimeters mark and mass M2 at the 60.0 centimeter mark. I take the preamble again. A uniform meter rule is balanced on a knife edge at the 50.0 centimeter mark with M1 mass 1 at the 10.0 centimeter mark and mass M2 at the 60.0 centimeter mark. Kumasi Academy, find M2 if M1 equals 13.0 grams. Yes, Jeffrey?
52.0 grams.
That's incorrect. For a bonus, it's 54.0 grams. St. Augustine's College, find M1 if M2 equals 72.8 grams. Yes, Nana Beyin?
18.2 grams.
That's correct. St. John's Grammar School, find M2 if M1 equals 22.4 grams. Yes, Kwame?
89.6 grams.
That is correct. Another preamble indicates how the given plane separates the human body. Indicates how the given plane separates the human body. Kumasi Academy, coronal plane. Yes.
Okay. The coronal plane separates the body into the dorsal and ventral part.
Incorrect. Yes, St. Augustine's for a bonus.
The coronal plane separates the body into the front and then the back. Like it separates the body into the anterior and posterior.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, sagittal plane. Yes, Nana Benin.
It separates the body into the left and the right side.
Yes. St. John's Grammar, transverse plane.
So it separates the body into the dorsal and ventral parts.
Incorrect. Yes, St. Augustine's College.
The transverse plane separates the body into the upper and the lower part.
Yes. We have another preamble. Find the value of cos 2a given. Find the value of cos 2a given. Kumasi Academy. Sin A equals 3/5.
We have 7 on 25.
That is correct. St. Augustine's College. Cos A equals 1/4. Yes. Harold.
Negative 7/8.
That is correct. St. John's Grammar School. Sin A equals 3/7. Yes, Kwame.
31/49.
That is correct. Kumasi Academy. Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. What is the maximum mass of NH3 that can be formed from 6.00 moles of N2 and 9.00 moles of H2? Yes, Jeffrey.
We have 102 grams.
That is correct. St. Augustine's College. Aluminium reacts with bromine to form aluminium bromide. What is the maximum mass of AlBr3 that can be formed from 1.2 moles of Al and 2.4 moles of Br2? Yes, Nana Benyin.
It is 3.2 by 10 raised to an exponent of 2 grams.
That is correct. St. John's Grammar. Phosphorus trichloride reacts with chlorine to form phosphorus pentachloride. What is the maximum mass of PCl5 that can be formed from 2.00 mole PCl3 and 2.50 mole of Cl2? Yes, Kwame.
We have it to be 417 grams.
That is correct. There is a preamble for our next set of questions. Give your answer in SI base units. So give your answer in SI base units. Kumasi Academy. Find the change in kinetic energy of an electron accelerated through 250 volts. Yes, Kwame.
Okay. Kinetic energy. We have 2.4 by 10 exponent negative 19 kilogram meters squared per second squared.
That is incorrect. St. John's Grammar.
We have it to be 4.0 times 10 raised to an exponent of negative 17 kilogram meter squared per second squared.
That is correct. St. Augustine's College. Find the change in kinetic energy of a proton accelerated through 450 volts. Harold?
7.2 times 10 raised to an exponent of negative 17 kilogram meter squared per second squared.
Yes. St. John's Grammar. Find the change in kinetic energy of an alpha particle accelerated through 150 volts.
Okay, so we have it to be 4.8 times 10 raised to an exponent of negative 17 kilogram meter squared per second squared.
That is correct. Another preamble. The histogen theory, as applied to the root apical meristem, describe 4 histogens in the meristem. Mention the region of the histogen to which the given description refers. The histogen theory, as applied to the root apical meristem, describes 4 histogens in the meristem. Mention the region of the histogen to which the given description refers. Kumasi Academy. It is the outermost layer that gives rise to the root epidermis. Kwame?
Phylloderm.
Incorrect. For a bonus, St. Augustine's College?
Calyptrogen.
No. St. Augustine's College, it is the middle layer that gives rise to the cortex. Yes, Harold?
The periblem.
Yes. St. John's Grammar. It is the inner layer that gives rise to the stele, S-T-E-L-E. Kwame?
The phellogen.
Incorrect. Yes.
Plerum.
Yes. The last set of questions for round 1, a preamble. Find a positive real number x from the given equation. Find a positive real number x from the given equation. Kumasi Academy, log of the expression x minus 5 plus log of the expression x plus 3 equals log of the expression 2x minus 3. Yes.
6.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, log of the expression x plus 6 plus log of the expression x minus 5 equals log of the expression 3x plus 5. Yes, and I mean.
X is equal to 7.
Yes. St. George's Grammar, log of the expression x minus 3 plus log of the expression x plus 7 equals log of the expression 2x plus 3. Yes, Kwame?
X is equal to 4.
That is correct, and that ends round 1. Then, same for Kumasi Academy. The first set of physics question, the answer should be 52.0 grams, which was given by Kumasi Academy, so they get the 3 points. So at the end of round 1, Kumasi Academy 18 points, St. John's Grammar School 19 points, St. Augustine's College 25 points. We move to round 2, the Truster AI speed race. So in this round, questions go to all the schools. The first school to ring the bell and attempts and gives the correct answer, the school gets 3 points. The second school that rings the bell and attempts and gives the correct answer, 2 points. The third school that rings the bell and gives the correct answer, 1 point. All incorrect answers, a deduction of 1 point. Bear in mind our 3 seconds rule, which states that once you ring the bell, you have 3 seconds to begin giving your answer. Or you will hear that bell. If you delay, when that bell is rung, your answer is null and void. So when you ring the bell, your answer is ready. The speed race is sponsored by Truster AI, your real world experience. We start round 2. 30 seconds for this question. Find the values of tan x for which sec x equals root 5. St. John's Grammar.
Tan x is equal to plus or minus 2.
Correct. Two fair dice are thrown. Find the probability the total score is 5. Kumasi Academy.
1 on 9.
Yes. Next, 30 seconds. Find the sign of the angle between the vectors A equals 2i plus 6j and B equals 6i plus 2. St. Augustine's College.
A fraction with a numerator of 16 and a denominator of 10.
Who rank? St. John's.
4/5.
Correct. Next 10 seconds. What name is given to pollination of flowers? Yes, Kumasi Academy.
An entomocary.
No. What name is given to pollination of flowers by birds? St. Augustine's College.
Ornithophily.
Sorry?
Ornithophily.
Yes. Ten seconds. Mention the macromolecule whose absence leads to marasmus in St. John's Grammar.
Carbohydrates and protein.
Incorrect. Kumasi. Oh, who ranked? 1. Okay. Kumasi Academy.
Carbohydrate.
Incorrect. Did they ring? Did you ring? I was told you didn't ring. The answer is protein. I wasn't done. Okay. Mention the macromolecule whose absence leads to marasmus in children. St. Augustine's College.
Protein.
Yes. Next 10 seconds. What name is given to the outer parts of the wall of a pollen grain? St. St. Augustine's College.
Exine.
Yes. Seconds. The potential energy function of a moving particle is given by V in the x, y, z plane equals negative ax squared, where a is a constant. Give an SI unit for A. St. John's Grammar.
Newton per meter.
Yes. Seconds. Find the tension in the string of an ideal Atwood machine with 50 Newton and 90 Newton weights. St. John's Grammar.
64 Newton.
Incorrect. Who ran St. Augustine's College?
60 Newton.
Incorrect. I have 70 Newtons. 10 seconds. Rank in increasing order of distance to periapsis. Rank in increasing order of distance to periapsis. The orbits of Earth, Jupiter, Mercury, and Neptune. Kumasi Academy.
Neptune, then Jupiter, then Earth, then Mercury.
Incorrect. Who rank? St. John's.
You have Mercury, Earth, Jupiter, and Neptune.
Correct. Seconds. A solution of acetic acid has a density of 1.05 gram per centimeter cube and is 10% acetic acid by mass. If 5.25 grams of pure acetic acid is present in a sample of this solution, what is the volume of the solution? Kumasi Academy.
0.500 cm cube.
Incorrect. St. Augustine's College.
5.00 by 10 raised to an exponent of negative 2 centimeter cube.
Incorrect. It's 50.0 centimeter cube. 30 seconds. Give the simplest ratio of coefficients of reactants and products in the same order as in the reaction silver sulfate plus copper 2 chlorate going into silver chlorate plus copper 2 sulfate when balanced. St. Augustine's College.
1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 2.
Incorrect. Yes. Oh, 2 rank. Okay. St. John's.
2 is to 2 is to 2 is to 1.
Incorrect. Kumasi Academy.
1 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1.
Yes. The last question for round 2. Determine the molar mass of 3-bromo-2,2,4,4 tetramethyl pentane? St. Augustine's College.
208 gram per mole.
Incorrect. St. John's.
105 gram per mole.
Incorrect. Yes. Kumasi Academy, did you ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
207 gram per mole.
That is correct. And that ends round 2. St. John's Grammar answered first, so they get 3 points. Then we have the physics question, where they were to find the tension in an ideal artwood with 50 Newton and 90 Newton suspended at its ends. So if you do the calculation, you will get 64 point something, but our values given in the question is to one significant figure. So the answer is 60 Newton, which was given by St. Augustine's College, so they get 2 points. So the 64 given by St. John's Grammar is incorrect. Then the chemistry question, where they were to find the volume of the acetic acid. The volume is 50.0 centimeter cube. That is the answer. Okay. So this does not hold. So at the end of round 2, Kumasi Academy 20 points, St. Augustine's College 28 points, St. John's Grammar 29 points. We move to round 3, the problem of the day round. In this round, one complex question is given to contestants, and you have 4 minutes to provide an answer. After the 4 minutes, I'll grade your solutions. Then, I'll read what the consultant has given and award your marks. At stake in this round is the Prudential Life Insurance NSMQ star. So this star will reward a school that earns a perfect score of 10 out of 10 for the problem of the day. A star is worth 2,400 to the team. That is 600 to each of the 3 contestants and then their teacher. The NSMQ star is sponsored by Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, for every life, for every future. Please go to your monitors, then go to whiteboard. Now face the audience. Show them you are not holding anything. Now take the question papers, the papers that have the question on it. Hold it up so that they will see that you are not writing. As we read through the problem of the day, it is from physics. A 0.25 kilogram particle moving at 16 meters per second directly approaches a rigid wall and bounces off at 12 meters per second. The particle is in contact with the wall for 2.0 milliseconds. A. Determine the magnitude of the impulse of the average net force on the particle in the collision. B. Determine the magnitude of the average net force on the particle in the collision. And C. Determine the coefficient of restitution for the collision and use it to describe the nature of the collision. This is the problem of the day. You have 4 minutes. Okay, so we have the solution from our contestants. Let's go through the solution from the consultants. So the question was a 0.25 kilogram particle moving at 16 meters per second directly approaches a rigid wall and bounces off at 12 meters per second. The particle is in contact with the wall for 2.0 milliseconds. A. Determine the magnitude of the impulse of the average net force on the particle in the collision. So the magnitude of the impulse equals the magnitude of the change in linear momentum of the particle. And this one is the mass times the velocity. So linear momentum final minus linear momentum initial. So for final is 0.25 kilograms times negative 12 meters per second. Then for initial is 0.25 times 16 meters per second. If you add this, you get -7, but you are taking the magnitude. So the answer is 7.0 Newton second. Then B, determine the magnitude of the average net force on the particle in the collision. So the magnitude of the average net force is the impulse over time, and that is 7.0 Newton second all over 2.0 times 10 to the power -3 second, and that is 3.5 kilo Newton. So if you get the correct answer for A, 3 points, the answer for B, 3 points. Now C, determine the coefficient of restitution for the collision and use it to describe the nature of the collision. So since the wall is rigid, it's neither move nor deform. So the coefficient of restitution will be the negative 12 meters per second divided by the negative 16 meters per second, and that should be 0.75. If you're able to do that, 2 marks. And it says that use it to describe the nature of the collision. So since the coefficient of restitution is less than unity, the collision is inelastic. 2 points. And that makes the 10 points. Now, the solution from our contestants. St. John's Grammar, you were able to answer A correctly, you get 3 points. B, though, you forgot that it was milliseconds, so you got 3.5 Newton. It should be 3.5 kilo Newton, so you get 2 points there. Then for C, you were able to calculate the coefficient of restitution, so you get 2 points there as well. So in all, you get 7 out of 10. So St. Augustine's College and Kumasi Academy gave the right answer, so they get 10 out of 10. And that ends round 3. So at the end of round 3, Kumasi Academy 30 points, St. John's Grammar School 36 points, St. Augustine's College 38 points. Before round 4, substitution. Kumasi Academy, I have Manasseh Ousu Ajiman Opoku coming in for Kwame. St. Augustine's, I have Daniel Eram coming in for Herod. And then for St. John's, I have John coming in for Hendricks. So, round 4, the Jupe true or false round. So, in this round, statements are to each school. You have 10 seconds to let me know whether the statement I made is true or false. Correct, 2 points. Incorrect, a deduction of 1 point. You may choose not to answer. I will pass the statement on. The first school to ring the bell will have the opportunity to answer for 2 points if it's correct, but a deduction of 1 point if it is incorrect. Okay? During this NSMQ season, whenever any alumni abroad sends money to Ghana, using their school's exclusive promo code, JUPay will reward the school with $20 for each transaction. And this $20 is to be used for developmental projects in the school. Alumni are encouraged to check the NSMQ social media pages for their school's promo code. The true or false round is proudly sponsored by JUPay Money Transfer. Meet and need send via JUPay. We start round 4 with a preamble. P and Q are simple statements. If the implication P implies Q is true, then P and Q are simple statements. If the implication P implies Q is true, then Kumasi Academy, P is true. Yes, Manasseh.
True.
Incorrect. St. Augustine's College, P is false.
False.
Yes. St. John's Grammar, Q is false. Kwame?
False.
Yes. Kumasi Academy. The process of secondary growth in plants is controlled by the lateral meristems and is similar in both stem and roots. Jeffrey?
It's true.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, secondary growth does not occur in monocots due to the absence of vascular bundles. Nana Benyin?
True.
That's incorrect. St. John's Grammar. The combined action of the vascular and cork cambium results in secondary growth or widening of the plant stem. Yes, Kwame?
True.
Yes. A preamble. An object slides down a plane at constant velocity. An object slides down a plane at constant velocity. Kumasi Academy. The net force on the object equals the vector sum of the gravitational force and the normal force on the object. Yes, Jeffrey or Manasseh?
False.
False. St. Augustine's College, The net force on the object arises solely from the gravitational force on the object.
False.
Yes. St. John's grammar. The object is in equilibrium. Yes.
False.
It's a true statement. Kumasi Academy. The solubility of gases in liquids increases with increasing temperature. Jeffrey or Manasseh?
False.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, the solubility of gases in liquids is independent of the nature of the gas.
False.
Yes. St. John's grammar. Increasing the partial pressure of oxygen above water increases the concentration of dissolved oxygen in the water. Kwame?
True.
Yes. A preamble. M and N are real numbers. M and N are real numbers. Kumasi Academy. If Mn is greater than 0, then M is greater than 0 and N is greater than 0.
False.
Correct. St. Augustine's College. If Mn is less than 0, then M is less than 0 and N is greater than 0.
False.
Yes. St. John's grammar. If Mn is greater than 0, then M is less than 0 and N is less than 0. Kwame?
False.
Yes. Kumasi Anglican. A coenzyme is an organic non-protein compound that binds with an enzyme to catalyze a reaction.
True.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, a coenzyme can be removed from an enzyme easily because it is loosely bound to the enzyme. Yes, Daniel?
False.
It's a true statement. St. John's grammar. A coenzyme cannot function alone but can be reused several times when paired with an enzyme. Kwame?
True.
Yes. A preamble. The gravitational force intensity due to a uniform solid sphere. The gravitational field intensity due to a uniform solid sphere, Kumasi Academy, is greatest at the center of the sphere. Jeffrey?
False.
Yes. St. Augustine's College vanishes everywhere in the interior of the sphere. Nana Benyin?
False.
False. St. John's grammar vanishes at the center of the sphere. Kwame?
True.
Yes. The last set of statements for round 4. Kumasi Anglican, alpha GK decreases both the mass number and the atomic number of a nucleus by 2 units. Yes.
False.
Yes. St. Augustine's College, in positron emission, a proton is converted into a neutron. Yes, Daniel?
It's true.
Yes. St. John's Grammar. The half-life of a radioisotope is independent of its chemical or physical states. Kwame?
True.
That's correct, and that ends round 4. At the end of round 4, Kumasi Academy, 43 points. St. Augustine's College, 48 points. St. John's Grammar School, 49 points. Looks like this contest will be decided at the last the last round for the contest. That is the riddles round. I will be reading clues to one particular thing for 4 riddles. You can stop me at any time, just ring your bell. I will give you the opportunity to answer. If you give a correct answer whilst I'm on the first clue, 5 points. Second clue, 4 points. Any other number of clues thereafter, 3 points. If you are unsuccessful though, you have to sit out for that riddle. Join us when we move to the next riddle. At stake in this round is the Gore Riddle Bonanza, which will reward a school that solves 3 riddles correctly, 1,200, and a school that solves 4 riddles correctly, 1,600. The Gore Riddle Bonanza is proudly sponsored by Gore Good Energy. I start riddle number 1. I am an angle measure. I am a reflex angle. My cosine is negative √2. St. John's Grammar.
315 degrees.
Incorrect. Yes, St. Augustine's College.
225 degrees.
No. I continue. My cosine is negative √2/2. I am measured in radians. My tangent is 1. Who am I? Yes, Kumasi Academy. Yes.
Have.
Okay. Ooh. Yes, who knows? 5 pi on 4. 5 pi on 4. Next riddle. I am an equation. My domain is mechanics. St. John's Grammar.
Equation of motion.
No. I am associated with the physical law with a similar name to mine. I express the relationship between fluid flow rate and relevant physical quantity. I equate volume flow rate of Kumasi Academy.
Equation of continuity.
No. I equate volume flow rate of a fluid in a pipe to the product of pressure gradient and cross-sectional area squared divided by the product of 8 pi and dynamic viscosity. Who am I? St. Augustine's College.
Poiseuille's equation.
Yes. 3 points. Next riddle. I am an inorganic salt known for my vivid color. In labs and hospital, I am used to clean and disinfect. I can remove stain and disinfect water. I am an oxygen-rich compound and hence my reactivity in nature. I am one of the most powerful oxidizing. St. Augustine's College.
Potassium permanganate.
Yes. 3 points. Last riddle. The last riddle. Bonanza or no bonanza? Okay, the last riddle. I am a fundamental concept in physics and chemistry. I am also a fundamental aspect of plant biology that shows the complex interaction between plants and light. I have been important in the study of photosynthesis. In agriculture and horticulture, knowledge of me is essential for optimizing light conditions in controlled environments. Plant breeders and genetic engineers use information about pigments and me to develop crop varieties with specific characteristics, such as drought resistance, pest resistance, or enhanced nutritional value. St. Augustine's College. No. I continue. Oh, someone rang. Oh, sorry, I didn't St. John's Grammar.
Biotechnology.
No. All right, I continue. I am the pattern of bands or lines obtained by passing white light through a selectively absorbing substance into a spectroscope. Who am I? Kumasi Academy. Manessa.
Absorption spectrum.
That is correct. 3 points. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. Do make it a point to join us for the next contest, which will promise to be exciting. The National Science and Math Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Momo from MTN, Joy News, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance, Jupay Money Transfer, Truster AI, Adansi Travels, Rwanda Air, Kivo Gari, Spin City Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, Flora Tissue, Imago from Hashcom, GTP and YFM. At the end of the contest, Kumasi Academy had Kumasi Academy had 46 points. St. John's Grammar School, 49 points. St. Augustine's College, 54 points. So St. Augustine's College, your score of 54 is the same as St. James Seminary, also had 54 points. So both of you will be winning the PEP Student Highest Scorer Award, which at this stage is worth 2,000 cedis. The PEP Student Highest Scorer Award is sponsored by PEP Students. Every smile matters. I am Dr. Aditopo, your quiz mistress. This is a primetime production. Thank you.
I feel bad because I expected them to do way better than this, and not that I am not proud of my boys. I mean, it was a keenly contested one. I'm proud of them for that, but I feel bad that for 3 years in a row we have to live at the 1A stage. Yeah, that's what I feel bad about.
Okay, let me also speak to you're the one I spoke to that you said they were rejoicing too early, but I mean, fortunately, they won. What do you have to say?
Oh, I don't have to say anything, but we will prepare and come another time. And I know that another time we are going to win.
Okay, all right. We also have a student here from Kumaka. I mean, it was a tough one. It was a good contest. It was a tough one. How are you feeling, and what should everybody expect from Kumaka?
Oh, they should expect that we'll be coming back stronger next year. And also, we are grateful to God that we were able to perform this well. Also.
Okay, all right. So, thank you.
Still on the expectation. I think for the past 3 years now, like we bring like very good students. But we've been eliminated by Infantipim, by Kita, and now St. Augustine's. I think next year, no matter who we meet, I think we are going to qualify. Yeah, we'll do it better.
Let me also have a conversation with students from St. John's Grammar. I mean, it was a tough competition, as I said. They are also living here with 49 points here for St. John's Grammar. St. John's Grammar, how are you feeling?
Well, we are feeling sad, but as you said that the will of God will be done. So if this is the will of God, then we are glad that we are. But we'll come back next time. That's what we have to say.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what I have to say. You say we thank God for what He has done. You say in everything we should give thanks to God, so we give thanks to God. That's what we say.
Now let's go all the way over there where the winners for this contest, that's St. Augustine's College. They are jubilating